Planning a trip to Czechia? Your first thought is probably Prague, right? And it's brilliant, no doubt. But what if I told you there's another Czech city, a proper hidden gem, that offers history, cool sights and a great vibe? I spent a couple of days exploring Czechia's second city, Brno, and honestly, it might just be the perfect alternative. So is it worth swapping a few Prague days for Brno? Come with me as we check out the main sites, look into its properly unique underground world, and see if this hidden gem should be on your radar.
I'm Ronnie, and my travel style can be a little intense. I like to see it all, do it all, and experience everything that a place has to offer. So if you're up for a really immersive travel experience, you're in the right place.
First up, you can't miss Spilberk Castle, sitting up on the hill. It's a bit of a walk up, but the views across Brno definitely worth the effort. This place has been around since the 13th century, starting as a royal castle before becoming this massive Baroque fortress. It's seen a lot, including serving as a pretty grim prison back in the day, known as the Prison of Nations. It's a great spot to get your bearings and just take in the city layout.
So I'm now going to head up to the castle. And I say up to the castle because it's up on this big hill. And the gardens around the castle are quite pretty. Look at this little bit. I am absolutely not waiting in that queue. Life is far too short. I've only got a limited time in the place. I'm not spending it standing in a queue. I might be British, but I don't like queuing. It's quite a pretty castle. Despite my rage about the ticket office, it's still nice. I'm sure it's nice inside, but I don't care that much. That queue is going to take half an hour to 45 minutes. The speed they were moving, they had 15 different types of tickets and everyone required a big discussion about what sort of ticket they wanted, and it's like that. That's some tash. So I have no idea what the inside is like, but the park that surrounds it, the building itself, the views of the city you get from up on the hill, still worth coming here. And if I had more time, then I maybe would have waited in the queue, but I'm just very impatient. I don't like crowds. It is a weekend, so imagine if you were here midweek, you wouldn't have that. I travel so not to be with people. Don't want to stand in a crowd to them. God, I'm grumpy.
Then the other main landmark in Brno is the Cathedral of St Peter and Paul, or Petrov, built on a site that's been important since the 11th to 12th centuries. Those distinctive towers are basically the symbol of Brno. The gardens around it, Dennis Gardens, also give you some good views back towards Spilberk.
This nice little park area by the cathedral. So this is St Peter and St Paul Cathedral in Brno. Yes, it's another cathedral. Non-stop cathedrals. But, you know, has to be done, right? I'll go in and go. Seems like a cathedral. Beautiful frontage on it. So detailed. Yep, just another cathedral. Not a Spanish one this time though, at least. But pretty much the same. I walked in there. There's a guy on a full-on, conference call. He's on video call. And there's a woman, praying. This guy comes, stands right beside her as well, and he's like, rah, 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 and he's phone. And he seemed surprised that he got told off for it. Come on. He was older as well. Older, not wiser. I'm not religious, but for God's sake, show some respect to the people that are.
Down in the city centre, there's a definite energy, but it feels manageable. Brno itself has been a major centre in Moravia for centuries. You can feel that history in places like the Cabbage Market, which has been going since medieval times.
So I'm sure this fountain would be nice if it was on. There was a little fruit and veg market going on early this morning. Now it seems to be just flowers left. And last night they were playing, it looked like hockey. The Czechs play hockey. But there's loads of people here, it was really busy. So I think I'd describe Brno as Prague's like younger, cooler sibling. It's got all the beautiful buildings that Prague, but it doesn't have the crowds and crowds of tourists. What a weird statue. A kid riding a cheetah? Okay, I've got my tourist fuel. I think they take their coffee quite seriously here. Our impression so far of Brno is that there's a lot of cafes, a lot of independent restaurants and stuff. I think you can get good coffee here. We'll find out. They certainly don't take it as seriously as they take their beer.
Brno's definitely got that historic grand feel you want from a European city break, but it just feels easier to get around than Prague sometimes. A bit more relaxed, a bit less intense.
So they've got this thing here called the Brno Pass. Brno. I need to stop calling it Brno. The Brno Pass, which gets you free and/or discounted entry into a load of attractions. God, I'm really taking the scenic route today. This is quite funny, look. They've used old computer mouses, wired ones. So they've got tails. It's a bit different, right? It's quite cool. I quite like it, it's funny.
And you can climb the Old Town Hall Tower, the oldest secular building in Brno.
So this massive tower here is the Old Town Hall, and hanging in the entrance is a crocodile. Now that's supposed to be the dragon that this kid slayed by poisoning a cow and leaving it out for it to eat. The wheel's from another legend of the town that some kid from a village bet his neighbours that in a day that you'd be able to chop down a tree and make a wheel and then roll the wheel all the way to Brno, which is like 30 kilometres away from the village. And when he made it, they apparently put the wheel up. Just whether that's true or not, it was quite funny. Cool ceiling. Considering like normally these are like really high up in cathedrals and stuff, these types of bits. So that room with the vaulted ceiling was the original medieval town hall. It was just a two-storey building with the little tower roof. So that's why it's got that Gothic sort of vaulted bit at the top, even though it's not very high. That's quite cool. And this has just been, over the years, they've added to it, made it bigger and built on top of it. This room at the top. There's a walkway outside. It looks so narrow. Like single file.
Alors, attends, on veut te faire coucou.
I'm just gonna wait.
Non, on peut pas le voir.
It feels better. I don't have to wipe it. So they've got a one-way system in place, but no one seems to be following it. So, I mean, you can squeeze past. You just have to get a little bit uncomfortably close. It's cool though. It's like a full 360 view of the city. And the castle there. I feel like I'm the only person going the right way. I definitely am going the right way. There's a sign as you come out the door. Cathedral there. If you're claustrophobic, don't come and walk around when it's busy, because there is no space. I just walked into a young lad playing Chopin on the piano in there. He's trying to record a birthday video for his friend, he said. You can hear it. He's playing Happy Birthday in the style of Chopin. very cool. He's amazing. Like,
it's definitely worth the legwork for the view over the rooftops. Then there's the main Freedom Square, the historic heart, with this memorable modern clock thing. There's plenty of culture too, like the Museum of Applied Arts if you fancy some design and history, housed in a pretty grand building.
this chair is a bit of me. That's how I like to, it's basically how I drive. Now those chairs do not look comfy. It's such a cool building. Look at this. What the hell? There's so much cool stuff in this city. So this is, I guess it's all made of different balls. Golf balls, tennis balls, bobbles, footballs. Oh look, I think that's Uranus. Maybe it's Neptune. I just wanted to say Uranus. Because I'm a child. Oh look, the emos are represented. It's an emo chair, partner. This is very cool. I love how this stuff's presented. Ah, what? No way. These are like, look, they're on like a track. Like, how do you get them to move around though? Like, do I push the big red button? Oh, I've got to turn around. Serving looks. They're not the most graceful, but it is quite cool. It was a very unique exhibition. It was very cool. Like how they shake and wobble as they move around. Like, it's like a geriatric fashion show. Oh look, she's twerking. Look at that. Look at that shake. Is there a cooler thing you can put in a lift shaft than a plate? That's so cool. So this is the new town hall. Do you know what? The old town hall's pretty, but the new one's not bad either. Mayor of Brno looks sassy. Alright, let's see. The government. Mostly white men. Ah, it's here.
Prstence na hradě se tísnily malé domy.
I don't know what's happening.
Zítra to začne, zítra si přeběhne pořádná mila. Mají přece odtáhnout přesně ve 2.
Okay, that was actually quite good. It was just a little place, like 3 rooms, mostly, with a few other bits, but 3 rooms with videos. And normally these things are really boring, right? The history of the town, but it was narrated with quite a bit of humour. I would recommend that. It was quite good fun. History, myths, legends in Brno. The dragon, and you'll find out why the town clock here rings 12 times at 11 o'clock and not 12. I wonder what they do at 12 o'clock actually. Do they do 12 again?
One really unique place I checked out were the historic underground water tanks.
I saw the sign.
These huge vaulted reservoirs under Zluty kopec, built in the late 19th century, but only recently opened up to the public.
Okay, so I'm going under. This is cool. God, they're massive. Oh my God. I wouldn't really call that a light show. The space is very cool. It's very spooky. It smells... No, it smells damp. It smells like there was a lot of water here. What's that? What are those horrifying noises they're playing in here? So spooky. Oh no, it's just children. The most horrifying thing of all. It was a very cool space. Ooh. It's spooky. We're quite well lit here because it's lit from underneath, so... No, is that good? No, you want lighting from above, right? What makes you look thinner? God, the echo in here is nuts. They must be piping music in here as well, because there's like an eerie sound that... Like, oh... Points that the water sat at. Oh, I can see my breath down here. Where a child just screamed, and the echo of it is the most horrifying sound. And the roof is kind of vaulted, so I guess that must help the sound. So this is actually the third water tank. There's 3 in total. First one opened in 1874. That's the oldest, number 1. Number 2, 1894, I think, or 1890 something. And then this one is the newest one, which opened in 1917. It's 2, so tank number 3 is actually 2 tanks connected through that little doorway. This is the bigger one. I think it's 40 metres by 30 metres, something like that. 40 by 75, that looks like more than 40. But yeah, this place only opened to the public in March last year, so all pretty new. Apparently it was like mega popular. I guess everyone wanted to come and see this. There's quite a few underground attractions in Brno. Sorry. I keep calling it Brno. It should be called Brno, it's a cooler name. There's quite a few underground attractions in Brno. Brno. I think I'm going insane. Anyway, there's quite a few underground attractions, so this kind of adds to that. It's so spooky. Everyone else is doing it, so I'm going to do it. Woo! Yeah. Woo! I sound like an owl, a deranged owl. Some warmth because it's really cold down there. And the sun's gone. Sad. It's a pretty cool space, but God, the way the sound echoes, especially when there's like a school group there. The sound of a group of children drives me nuts anyway when that's like amplified and echoed and reverbed all around. Yeah. Felt like I was in down there, you know? Not down there, like hell. That, being trapped in there with a group of loud school children, or London Euston Station. That's my idea of hell. Right, I'm gonna go and get down tank number 2 before the horde of school children come down into there. This one looks cooler. So this one's older. This is the second one, built in 1894. Different to the third one because it's brick construction. I'm guessing not as watertight because where's all this water coming from? It doesn't have the same sound as the concrete one. I guess the brick is absorbing the sound more. All the sort of gaps and mortar and stuff in it. But you can see, look, all the moisture coming through. This second water tank was opened to cope with the expanding demands of the town for water after the first one, which we haven't seen yet. And at one point, the 3 tanks combined are capable of holding up to 30 million litres of water. It's quite a bit. Given that we're in Czechia, I'm surprised it wasn't used for beer. So they were still in use, providing the city or storing water for the city until 1997. And then I guess they've just sat empty for almost 30 years till they opened to the public last year. Yeah, very cool. I like this one. Number 2 is prettier than number 3. Wonder what number 1 will be like. Right, last and oldest tank now, number 1. The OG. Well, this one's cool. It's like a proper tank. Much more complicated in its construction, this one. The curved floors and the second one, this is also brick. This one's also a bit wet. Right, looking down at an angle. Too busy trying to get a good shot, and now I've got wet toes. In tank 3 for the second light show. Here we go. Somebody needs to tell these guys what a light show is. I mean, it's cool, but is it a show? Maybe there's a big finale still to come. Why is everyone cheering?
It's a really unusual space, and walking through these vaults is properly atmospheric and quite unexpected. And speaking of unexpected, there's the ossuary at St James Church. Fair warning, this is quite something. It was created mainly during the 17th and 18th centuries when the church graveyard became overcrowded from plagues and wars.
Okay, that's just a little bit creepy. So an ossuary was obviously religious beliefs meant that people couldn't have cremations. So after their bodies had been decomposed for after 10 years, they would bring the skeletal remains here. It was kind of known as a second funeral. What I'm expecting down here is a load of skeletons and skulls. Oh wow. They could probably do without playing the horror music. These are made up of different bits of bone. You can obviously make out the skulls, but all the rest of it, I guess leg bones and arm bones. Apparently after they excavated and turned it into an exhibition, is only about 10 to 15% of the remains that have been returned. The rest were buried. So I guess this would have been really full. Okay, so that was quite cool. Quite creepy, but quite cool. Not big though. There's only 3 chambers full of skulls. But yeah. Apparently the music they're playing has been specially composed by a composer from Brno. Why did he make it so eerie? I don't know. It's obviously supposed to be for remembering the dead, but I guess these guys are long dead. Felt like a horror film, down in some serial killer's basement. Well, all these trophies of all these victims. Yeah.
So what's my take on Brno? It's a really interesting city. It's definitely worth visiting. It delivers the history, the architecture, a lively atmosphere, but it feels more like a discovery and less like you're just ticking off big sites amongst the crowds. It's got its own unique character, shaped by centuries as the Moravian centre, and especially with those underground secrets like the water tanks and the ossuary. I definitely recommend looking into a trip to Brno if you're looking for somewhere a bit different. If you want to see more content like this, please give this video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, it really helps. Cheers, see you soon.